Hello guys, welcome to your April 2019 astrology snip. We're going to be highlighting Saturn in retrograde and how it will be affecting each one of the signs. These are going to be sun signs only, and by the time this video is posted, Mercury is direct, Jupiter is retrograde, Pluto doesn't go retrograde until the 24th, I believe, as I've already told you guys in the last video. But now that I'm talking, let me just see. Yes, the 24th. And Saturn will go retrograde 6 days after that on the 30th. The retrograde period, guys, is going to be April 30th to September 18th. You guys know Saturn is the taskmaster planet, okay? Saturn is going to force you to ask the good questions of, what am I doing? What am I working towards? What can I sacrifice now that's going to benefit me later? Now, see, this is my language right here. This is me. What do I need to sacrifice? There's the word. What do I need to sacrifice? To a Capricorn anything, where if you have Capricorn in an inner planet, then you speak this language. The problem is unfortunately you need balance because you can't just work. With me being a Capricorn moon, I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything unless I'm accomplishing a goal. I don't feel like it doesn't matter that it's a moon sign and all of that. That's the reason why they say the moon is in detriment. I beg to differ because I know how to work with the energy. And I have a lot of other things that complements that, and only you know your chart. But as the taskmaster planet, we know that we need to learn, we need to be stern, and sometimes Saturn is rigid, sometimes it's sudden. It's all about discipline and responsibility and long-term goals and authority figures, and you know, you can feel really bad when you're dealing with Saturn, especially if it's going to hit you in an area where it's like, ugh, you know, whoever, and I think Taurus, maybe not, but if it's career, if it's money, if it's home, wherever it hits you is going to be a problem. Some of us obviously will be affected more than others, okay? But, you know, ask yourself, what am I working toward? What am I doing? What can I sacrifice now that's going to benefit me later? You know, you have to ask yourself that. What am I doing? Okay? That gives you a little bit of information. Now let's get started. Aries, Saturn retro is going to force you to think about your career, pretty much. It's pretty similar to your theme. It looks like your theme is career. Everything is career with you. Things hitting you in the 10th house. What are you going to do? Not just career. You know, again, what am I doing? What am I working toward? What can I sacrifice that will benefit me later? What needs to be restructuring? That's what you need to focus on. And I think that all three of these retros told you that. And I also would care to think, I didn't do Mercury in retrograde and how it affects each one of you guys. Normally I do that, but I didn't have an opportunity because I know Mercury was in retrograde last month, meaning the month of March. And Mercury retrograde was, Mercury retrograde, as I explained to you in the March videos, was retrograde in the sign of Pisces where communication is already in detriment. So you could cancel Christmas because it was a difficult month. It was a difficult month, and I normally try to prepare for them, and it was difficult for me. So you have been dealing with this since then, and you guys still feel like, if you watch the Divine Energy Oracle messages, a lot of you guys feel like you're still operating in Mercury retrograde. Scorpio especially, because your Pluto in retrograde is about you talking. It hits you in the 3rd house, Scorpio, so... And that's Pluto. We'll get to Saturn. So Aries, that's what it's going to do. Think about the world. Think about your career. Think about what you're known for. Think about what needs to be restructured. Taurus. Same way with you. You're getting serious about traveling, education. It's time for you to focus on what you need to learn. Higher learning, adventure. Sort of the same thing. What am I working towards as far as my growth? Whatever you're passionate about, it's time for you to study. It's time for you to take a leap of faith about either taking that vacation. This is what this retrograde is going to force you to do. So when this goes direct, you better be booking you a plane and going on an international trip. You better be focusing on what you're passionate about. You better be trying to grow and thrive. Because what you do now is going to affect you for years to come. Gemini. Interesting. Gemini, this is going to hit you. Now, with you, it's been hitting you in fun. The house of fun's been hitting you in your house of sex. I think the first retrograde, Jupiter, I believe, hit you in 8th. And I believe Pluto hit you in 10th. This one hit you in 7th. So if you, like they're all right on top of one another. And they all have to do with some type of relationship. It's time for you to be committed to something. Saturn is tired. Saturn is going to force. What are you working towards? Saturn wants to get serious. I just explained what Saturn does. Saturn wants to get serious and buckle down. See, like I said, in earth signs, it's not going to hurt as much. In other signs, it may, only sting. But in some signs, it's just going to plain flat out hurt, as I tried to explain. It's time for you to get serious and make a commitment to something, a person, a place, or a thing, and stick to it. That's what this is, something that you need to do that's going to make it permanent. If that makes sense. Make a commitment to something. Make a commitment to yourself, Gemini. That's what this is going to go through this is going to hit you in your area of resources, finances, mergers, and property. Where you invest your time, your blood, sweat, and your tears, commitment-wise, okay? In the 7th house, it's time for you to get married. For some of you guys, stop playing these games and get married. Commitment is the name of the game. Saturn in this retro is going to force you to look at that, Gemini. Okay? Cancer. Who Cancer? It's like I just told you. It's like I just told you with Pluto. Saturn wants you to get married. Saturn wants you not necessarily to get married and focus on a commitment and commit to something like with Gemini. Saturn wants, with Gemini, it's about commitment in those areas. Just commitment in those areas. Commit to something. With you, it's specifically relationships. Get serious and face these relationships with realism. If you're getting less than what you need, it's time for you to break wide. It's time for you to go. It's time to take partnerships and love or business way more seriously. Or on the flip side, this is why I kept this a little bit in my research. If you have been collaborating with somebody and they haven't taken you seriously, guess what's about to happen? They're about to flip and they're about to take you dead serious. So if you are a Cancer and you've been manifesting, look at that. That's what's coming. Get ready. Be careful what you wish for, and congratulations if you are a Cancer. It's coming. This isn't about new commitments. This is about existing commitments. Some of you guys are getting married. Or whatever the next step looks like for you. It's coming. Leo, same thing. Health. But not just health. Things that you're doing in the office as well. Fitness. Same with Pluto. It's going to hit you. Saturn wants you to do things consistently. Okay? Saturn wants you to get disciplined, Leo. Saturn is tired. Saturn wants you to stop with these excuses and get off your ass and get it popping. Daily routines, schedules, being consistent in something that's going to benefit you. Right now, you're going to feel like you're all over the place because Saturn is retro. Okay? Keep that in mind. But when it goes direct, you better be ready because Saturn has a way of coming in with these little lessons and these things that you got to learn and you ain't going to be feeling as confident. Okay? Virgo. Fun. Creativity. But maybe you've been having too much fun. Maybe what Saturn is saying to you is that you need to stop playing so much and get a little bit more serious in things that you need to focus on. Okay? You need to start taking things a little bit more seriously as it pertains to hobbies. So if you started a hobby, make it a practice. If you started a hobby, make it a business. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're investing your energy, get serious about that. Get serious in that area. Okay? Slow down and make time for things. Prioritize. And it's time for you to have some fun, but not just going out to clubs. Not that type of fun. Really hone in on your passion and creativity. Tap into your inner child in a productive way, if that makes sense. Okay? Libra. Home. But this time, you need to revisit the home that you built last December. The house that Libra built needs to be restructured, basically. Same way with Pluto. The house that Libra built needs to be restructured in some type of way. It's time to see that ideas about family are true, realistic, and worthy of future commitments. You need to reevaluate your emotional security. If you're looking to buy a home, I told you revamping home. I told you this in Pluto. But now we're taking it one step further because now that that's retro, this is retro too. Now you need to start, if you're restructuring your family house or setting up your cozy nest or your emotional security, whichever it taps you in. If you are looking to buy a home, it's coming after September. Scorpio. Same way. Conversation. Peers. You need to think about the way you connect with people. So it goes a little bit beyond just the way you need to communicate with integrity, with Pluto being retro in your third house of communication. This is across the board. What am I working towards? What can I sacrifice that will benefit me later? You need to discipline yourself in the way that you connect with people. This is your interpersonal relationships with people. It's all about communication with you. With everybody. Boss, mom, dad, significant other, children, even the conversations that you have with yourself. Okay? Sagittarius, finances. Tightening up your money matters. How are you spending money? Similar to Pluto. It's time for you to take a hard look at those material aspects and start, and start working towards your future. Putting up your nest eggs, making those investments, and really looking at setting yourself up for the future. Okay? Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. Interestingly enough, your ruler wants you to focus on your well-being. Bones, teeth, personal boundaries. Basically, this is a comfort for you, but it's just asking you to reevaluate what you already reevaluate comfortably. Simple as that. Now, keep in mind with all of these energies, if you decide that you want to look at it from a standpoint of like very literal, oh my God, then you're going to lose. Half of the battle is understanding that if you don't take the time and take a step back and reevaluate certain things, period, then that's how you experience the Tower moment. So keep in mind that this is just a blueprint. It may or may not apply, but you're being guided, Capricorn, to just check your self-discipline. Because just because it's your ruler doesn't mean that you're perfect, right? That's what you're being guided to focus on, amongst other things. Your planet is coming home to roost, baby. That's your ruler. You're going to have to take stock and go back over your responsibility. Okay? Aquarius. Saturn is one of your rulers. You're going to be reevaluating your hopes and your dreams. Just similar to Pluto, except this is the taskmaster planet. So everything that you are trying to realize over there, what are you doing about it? Saturn has a way of letting you know, okay, don't do nothing about it. That's fine. And then, boom, the Tower. Okay? You need to figure out what you want and get in touch with your needs, your thoughts, your ideas, and take action. But right now, in retro, you have an opportunity to kind of take a step back. Surrender. Surrender to all of the things that hold you and you think you need to focus on. And reevaluate what you're holding on to. Reevaluate what you're holding on to. Pisces, same thing. Connections. Re-envision the squad, baby. You are going to have to dig deep and start shedding all of those people that are bogging you down. Sort of the same thing. But now you're being focused, now that you've dealt with that, and you have to get your dream team popping. You're going to have to really set up a team of people that's going to surround you, that's going to uplift you. Now that you've had to focus on how you need to get rid of them, Saturn is going to make you start plucking people and setting your team up in place that's going to help you. And there's going to be a give and take of support. If some of these things are very similar to Pluto, Saturn is the taskmaster that's going to make you do it. Because if you don't do it, they're going to make you do it, or it's going to all come tumbling down. So some of it seems very similar, but it makes sense. Okay? It makes sense. This is where it's hitting you. All right? Circle, connections, squad. What am I working towards with these connections? What can I sacrifice now in these connections or with these people that will benefit me later? That's what you're going to focus on. So, you know, Saturn is a little bit more cut and dry. Saturn don't play it. Don't play those games. Like, okay, so what? Do it. So, with it being retro, that's kind of good because it gives you an opportunity. It buys you some time. It buys you some time, basically. Because when it goes back direct, ain't no plan. I've given you these months. Now it's time to get it popping. Okay? So I certainly hope that resonated. Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. This will be an unlisted video, clickable underneath the description if you care to watch it. It is not time-stamped by the time you watch it, so I suggest you scroll through and listen to your video. Listen to your zodiac sign. I apologize. I ain't got time for that, okay? So, if I would have kept all 3 planets in one and gave you a full Astro Snip for the whole month, it would have just been too long. And I just wanted to do this because I thought it was important for you to know this. And each month, as I see the upcoming planets coming up, if I feel like it's important, I will deliver it the way I feel necessary. And I felt like it was necessary for me to break these down into their own videos, okay? If you want to watch it, great. If not, that's fine. So I got videos to do. So I will see you guys here next month when we do it again. Bye, guys.